Justice Society, World War II, is directed by Jeff Wamister and stars the voice talents of Stania Katic, Matt Bomer, Umedo Badavi, Jeffrey Arend, Darren Cross, and a slew of others. And it follows a group of heroes called the Justice Society of America, who aided the Allies in World War II and acquired an ally from the future who sends them on an adventure that changes history. So DC, I want to ask you a question. Why can't you do this in your live action films? Why can't you give me this level of epicness in your live action films? You do it sometimes. Shazam was cool. Aquaman was cool. The first Wonder Woman movie was fantastic. Take this model and apply it there, and you guys are gonna have something to make Marvel worry about. Because Justice Society World War II is one of the best DC animated films I've seen in some time. So let's get into it. And I'll start by saying, I'll reverse it a little bit by saying that I've been enjoying the hell out of all the recent DC animated films ever since they left their New 52 world behind. The reason for that is they've started releasing stories that are not all connected. They're not forced to do that. And because of that, we've gotten stuff like Batman. I think it was Batman Soul of the Dragon? Soul of the Dragon. We got the Superman movie, Superman Man of Tomorrow. We've gotten all these really awesome, cool, standalone, whether or not, I had a fun with the Batman movie. I know not a lot of people did because they were like, not enough Batman. But to varying degrees, they've been really good. And they've been that good, in my opinion, because one, we've gotten all these different cool art styles. Two, they don't force themselves to feel like they have to link, they have to interconnect the way the New 52 stories had to, where all the art styles look the same in that. And to the point where I'm sure if you stop to think about it, you probably can't remember which movie was which. What events happened in which movie. Here, you're not going to have that problem because, for instance, Justice Society of America has this really awesome opening that is just a throwback to exactly the period of time, World War II. The way the credits roll, they roll in the beginning of the movie, like those old classic films, I found myself smiling at that little nod that they put in there. The cartoon, the art style, it's like, those classic cartoons, but with, of course, a modern day polish to it. And everything just looks so good, these heroes. And of course, we got to see heroes like Our Man and Dr. Fate to a degree, and a Wonder Woman completely designed differently, to look more like that era's Wonder Woman would look like. And I loved it. Because they took that and they also incorporated stuff that they've learned from. For instance, the first Wonder Woman movie and the way she fought in that movie, they apply that here. So the fight sequences have this insane level of energy to it and a great sense of impact. Like to me, you could feel, when that girl, she slams somebody into a wall or she smashes a tank. You could feel it, the way it was drawn, it just flowed so well. Nothing looked stiff, nothing looked like it didn't fit properly. It all worked so well, and I kept picturing the first Wonder Woman movie, the first fight scene with her during that period of time. In this, you could tell that they pulled from that for this. And we do have a bit of a modern day thing happening here. It's not a lot of it, because we have Flash coming back into the past, or do we? I'll leave it at that, So you have that element there where you have that modern day look in this classic look, and it all worked together so well. I also thought the pacing was pretty good. Usually I get bored somewhere in the middle of these things. Now the middle act does lag a tad. Especially the part where they go underwater. I'll leave it at that. That is where the energy level starts to drop a bit. Not a lot, a bit. But overall, this is such a fantastic DC animated movie. And all the DC animated movies, in all of them, I've enjoyed them to varying degrees. You know, it have some that are way down there for me. But like my top five really haven't changed, you know. Going way back to Under the Red Hood is still one of my all-time favorites. Gods and Monsters, I still think that is like freaking fantastic. I have that way up there. So my top five haven't changed until I saw this movie. I loved this movie. I had such a blast with this. I think DC really has something really smart on their hands here. Really, it feels like every DC movie that comes out, every DC animated movie that comes out, you don't really know what it's gonna deliver now. You know, before, like I said, with the New 52 based movies, you kind of always had a sense of what to expect. The animation always kind of looked the same. The voice cast was basically the same. I mean, we not, you know, not bashing them completely, but I'm liking that they're changing things up here. Stania Katic as Wonder Woman, she was pretty solid, you know. She delivered on that Amazonian accent. It worked for me. Matt Bomer, he's accustomed to this. I mean, we also have him. He's done Superman and Clark Kent already, you know. And of course, he's in Doom Patrol. Is he? I think he is, yes, you know. So he's an old hand at this whole superhero thing. And I think he does a good job as Flash, you know. He actually does come with the energy, come with the one-liners. And that's another thing here. The comedy here, for the most part, works really well, you know. It fits in with the drama. There are stakes, actual stakes in this movie that I did not expect, but I got. And I just, everybody, it was so cool to see a version of Black Canary, a version of Hawkman. You don't see these characters, you know, and now you can, now because the movies don't have to all be forced into the same box. We can see these characters, we can get these big stories that we would normally get. So, as you guys can tell, I love this, even with the pacing, some pacing issues here and there. Overall, I really enjoyed this. I thought this was fantastic. And I'm hoping that going forward, somebody at DC takes a long, hard look at these animated movies and tells themselves, you know what? Why can't we do this live action? Because it could be so, so good. So I'm giving Justice Society of America World War II a 7.5 out of 10. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you've seen this, let me know what you thought of it. Let me know what are your favorite DC animated movies. Are you enjoying the fact that they've moved away from the New 52 model, or do you wish they would go back to that, and why? And if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It's always appreciated. If you're new and you'd like to subscribe to my channel, you can click on my face when it pops up right about there. And you can check out a whole host of DC animated movie reviews if you've got the time. So until the next one, guys. Bye-bye.